Hey guys, it's Hunter. Welcome back to another video. So this is an interesting one, and usually sub $200 budget guitars aren't that interesting. They're generally direct copies of things that we've seen a million times before. You know what I'm talking about. Now, how often do you see an offset with an HSS pickup configuration though? That drew me in for sure, but is this incredibly budget level guitar worth taking a punt on? Smash the shit out of that like button and let's take a closer look. Alright, so Indio is Monoprice's house guitar brand, which is fairly random. They're known for consumer electronics. Like, why does Monoprice have a guitar brand? Don't know, but I'm glad they do, because for $150, this guitar is kind of awesome. I'm always trying to find awesome workhorse guitars that don't break the bank, so huge thanks to Monoprice for sending this guitar over for us to check out together and for sponsoring the video. Now, to be fair, Indio isn't completely out of nowhere. Monoprice does have somewhat of a history with guitar-related products. They used to have a comprehensive line of guitar pedals under their own name. I tried the Overdrive back in the day, and it was actually pretty cool. Now the pedal line has been streamlined down to 3, a delay, a chorus, and a distortion, all under the Indio brand. And they actually have a house tube amp brand as well called Stage Right. In fact, I've actually got one of their $400 all-tube 50-watt heads here for a demo as well. Make sure you subscribe and have notifications turned on so you don't miss it, because especially in this day and age, that is a ridiculous price for a full tube head. But pro YouTuber plug out of the way, today we're talking about this guitar. It's an OS20 Classic. I've run through a bit of the brand's background for you. Now, let's run through the specs. For 150 bucks, you get an offset basswood body, a bolt-on maple neck, and the fingerboard is listed on the spec sheet as rosewood. At this price range, I am almost 100% sure that it is not. It's probably rosacer or one of the other popular rosewood alternatives. The entire guitar is very light. It's about 7-ish pounds. Again, a proper scale is on my priority list of things to buy when I get to the new studio. My bad, we move. The guitar is also quite neck heavy, and that's sometimes what happens when the body is so light. Now, this being an unusually affordable budget guitar, like the effects of insane inflation are hitting everyone, how is this guitar still only 150 bucks? There were some classic budget guitar quirks. The setup out of the box was, well, it was not good. The action was really high, intonation all over the place. It could have done with another look over before it shipped out. that's a bit of a shame for new players looking to get their first guitar. Like, there's so few guitars at this price left in 2022. Even a Squier Affinity is like 300 bucks now, double this, and beginners generally don't know how to set up their own guitars. But if you do have basic setup knowledge, there was nothing here that wasn't fixable. This now plays great. All it took was a little bit of patience and a little bit of TLC. Then I've given it some lemon oil now, but the fingerboard needed some hydrating bad. I mean, I'm talking straight Dumbledore and the Half-Blood Prince.
Harry.
Lemon oil. Lemon oil.
Lemon oil.
The neck has a borderline obnoxious amount of gloss on the back that does get kind of sticky while you're playing it. Like, it's just encased in there. It feels quite plasticky. I'll probably be sanding the finish off with the back of a Scotch-Brite sponge, and once that 5-minute mod is done, it'll be a much more comfortable player with the modern C neck shape. And last thing, while the frets weren't terrible, they were level, no dead spots, they're not very well polished, and the fret ends are pretty bad. So I went at them with a file for about 30 minutes, and now we're in business. Interestingly, the fingerboard edges have been slightly rounded, which is actually insane. Prior to 2017, that wasn't even a thing for guitars under 1,500 bucks because it's something that has to be done by hand, and that takes time. It's a feature that's been slowly making its way down the import lines, and now it's on an $150 guitar. Obviously, it's not to the extent and won't feel as played in as a $5,000 Fender custom shop, but still, what a time to be alive. It's pretty subtle, and it helps the guitar feel slightly played in. Then the hardware is about what you'd expect. The tuners are okay. The 6-point trem is okay. At least as a hardtail, I don't think I'd recommend heavy trem usage if you value staying in tune. And the nut is actually pretty decently cut for a guitar this inexpensive, which is really important. So I'm going through a bit of an offset kick right now, and it was definitely the pickup configuration that really drew me to this guitar. It is so difficult to find any stock HSS offsets, let alone one with a standard style trem bridge. I mean, with guitars like these, you can always change the pick guard, but it still requires the body underneath to be routed for it. What I'm trying to say is that this is a rare breed of guitar. It's essentially a confused Strat in a Jazzmaster body, and the fact that it's 150 bucks makes it even more special. And good thing the guitar is so moddable, because I'm not the biggest fan of these pickups. They sound quite weak for my style of music, especially the humbucker. It's very low output and needs a lot of help from the amp, for metal at least. Again though, a set of name brand pickups cost more than this entire guitar, and it's one of the easiest user replaceable parts, so I'm not too bothered. What I look for with these ultra budget friendly models isn't that they be perfect out of the box, that would be insane, but rather how much mod potential is here. Some guitars are beyond irredeemable, while some other guitars are just a few parts and a few small improvements away from being an absolute custom monster, and this Indio is firmly the latter. It's got a comfortable neck. It's got the ever so slightly rolled fingerboard edges. Throw some fluences, maybe some bare knuckles in there. You've got a sick metal monster with the added versatility of the 2 single coils. Or maybe Seymour Duncan's JB in the bridge, 2 SSLs for a modern all-around beast. Could even get Buddha to wind up something custom and Alnico 2 flavored for more of a vintage flair. With the HSS configuration, it's great. There's effectively an unlimited amount of pickup combinations you could possibly go for. And then from there, throw in a hipshot hardtail or maybe a Godot trem for fun maybe. I don't know, there's just a lot you can do with something like this, as opposed to modding a normal Jazzmaster where you're usually limited to just Jazzmaster pickups and just a Jazzmaster bridge. So yeah, for 150 bucks, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with Indio that they've made something that's not only fun to play now, but combines familiar concepts to make something original and gets me excited to mod. Budget HSS offset. Genius. So that is the Indio OS 20 Classic. There's almost too much choice with what we can do with this guitar. I've got a few mod projects I'm doing first, but at some point I would love to mod this. I almost have to mod this. It's begging for it. Give me ideas. Let me know how you'd mod this in the comments. And if you're new here, you may as well subscribe at this point. You've made it all the way to the end of the video, and make sure to hit the bell and tick all notifications. That way you don't miss any new uploads from me. Massive thanks to Luke Kramer for doing an awesome job with the mix, and to Connor for editing the video. And of course, shout out to my wonderful patrons for making this and all the other content possible. They're awesome. Consider joining them if you want to support the channel and get bonus extras. Affiliate, social media, and Discord server links are in the description. As always, thank you so much for watching. You've been awesome, and I'll see you for the next video.